Check one. Check one. Check one. Right. Good evening, everybody. Back MCQ night session. Our MCQ night session. And today we have to do the last 10 MCQs of 2023 O level. It's question number 31 to 40. With today, 2023 paper is also finishing off. Right, before we start, confirm me whether you all can see the board clearly and hear me properly. Just put a thumbs up. Yes, can. Before we start, confirm me. All perfect, no? Right. If you go to the paper, call up my paper, there is no any question like to separate and discuss. Today, all the questions are almost equally important, these things. Almost equal importance. All the questions are almost equal important. So I'll go in the normal order. Normal order, I'll be going. Not that I'll take a separate question and talk deeply. Everything like we go deeply today. We'll go in the normal order. Already questions were posted for you. I hope you all have finished it. Starting off with question number 31. 31. Figure A, B, and C shows coplanar forces. What do you mean by coplanar forces? Forces are on the same plane. Forces on the same plane is coplanar forces. Now, for example, let's take an object. This force is on the board. This force is also on the board. F1 force on the board. F2 force also on the board. Both the forces are on the board. We call them coplanar forces. Both are in the same plane. On the board, same plane, coplanar forces. That's coplanar forces. That's the coplanar forces. ABC shows how coplanar forces are applied on three rectangular sheets of the above. The sheets in equilibrium. The sheets in equilibrium is OR. The sheets in equilibrium is OR. We'll analyze equilibrium situation. For an object to be at equilibrium, two conditions are needed. One, the total resultant force should be 0. For example, let's take you have an object. Upward force, downward force. Upward 10 Newton, downward 10 Newton. Upward 10, downward 10. Now, what's the total resultant here? Up 10, down 10. Now, what's the total resultant here? Resultant is 0. So, like the total resultant force should be 0. That is one condition for equilibrium. Number 2, the total moment also should be 0. Moment I already did. What is moment? Turning effect. The turning effect also should be 0. The total resultant should be 0. Total turning effect should be 0. For example, if you take a rod, here let's say you have a force, here let's say you have a force. Here let's say you have a force. Now see, you have a force upward, you have a force downward. You have two forces, opposite direction in two different positions. Two forces, opposite direction, two different positions. If there are two forces like this, what will happen to the rod? Practically think, you have a rod, one force up, one force down. What will happen to the rod? Rod will be at equilibrium or rod will begin to rotate. Two forces, opposite direction, up and down. Can I practically think and tell? It will be at equilibrium or it begin to rotate. It begin to rotate. If it rotates, is it at equilibrium? No. Then is the moment 0? No. So remember, for an object to be at equilibrium, the moment should be 0. There should be no turning effect. There should be no rotation. There should be no rotation. So remember, two important conditions for an object to be at equilibrium. Total resultant force should be 0, number 1. Total moment should be 0. Then only we can tell object is at equilibrium. Now, in the question, 3 instances are given. They are asking which instance object will be at equilibrium. Right. Look at the first one. Look at the first one. 10 Newton down, 5 Newton up. 5 Newton, what's the total resultant up? 5 Newton, what's the total resultant up? Total resultant up is going to be 10 Newton. Total resultant up is 10 Newton. What's the downward force? Again 10 Newton. Upward 10, downward 10. Upward 10, downward 10. Now what's the result? What's the result? 0. Will rotate or it will be at equilibrium? Will rotate at equilibrium. At equilibrium. So situation A, upward force, downward forces are balanced. This won't cause any rotation. Then guaranteed it's at equilibrium. It's at equilibrium. It's at equilibrium. Give me a second. Come to the second instance. Now there are 3 forces. These are non-parallel forces. We'll analyze. Downward, we have 10 Newton force. Downward, there is 10 Newton force. Now think and tell me, to balance this downward force, for this to be at equilibrium, what should be the upward force? What should be the upward force? Downward 10 Newton is there. To balance it, what should be the upward force? Upward force should be 10 Newton. Upward force should be 10 Newton. If you have a 10 Newton upward, this will be at equilibrium. Now see whether there is an upward 10 Newton force here. There is an upward 10 Newton force here. This direction you have 5 Newton. This direction you have 5 Newton. Those two directions are almost going opposite. Can you see? These two directions are almost opposite. These two directions are almost opposite. Actually, these are forces acting at a certain angle. These two forces will create a resultant, that direction, and this direction. Those are the directions in which we will have a resultant. This force will have a resultant in this direction and in that direction. Harine, think about a slanted force. Slanted force will have an effect in your x-axis, will have an effect in your y-axis. Practically think, slanted force will have an effect in x-axis, will have an effect in y-axis. This is also a slanted force. That slanted force will also have an effect in x-axis and y-axis. So these two forces will create effects in opposite direction and little bit in upward direction. opposite direction and in upward direction. This force is 5 Newton, this force is 5 Newton. Now think and tell me, slanted forces are 5 Newton. Ehenam can the upward total be 10? Slant is 5. Can the upward total be 10? Practically think. This is where your practical thinking knowledge should come into play. Slant 10, almost opposite direction. Can the total resultant upward be 10 from these 5? Ehenam can it give us a 10 Newton upward force? Practically think. It can't give 10 Newton upward force because slanted 5. Slanted 5 will have first effect in opposite direction, little effect in upward direction. Some effect in opposite direction, some effect in upward direction. So that 10 will get actually divided. This 10, a part of the 10 goes in opposite direction, remaining comes in upward direction. So upward direction is guaranteed less than 10 Newton. If upward is less than 10 Newton, can this resultant balance the downward 10? If the upward force is less than 10 Newton, can it balance the downward 10? No, it can't balance. If it can't balance, this will be at equilibrium or not at equilibrium. Not at equilibrium. There are no equilibrium. When you see, don't take the decision. 5, there is 10. That 5 is acting slanted. Slanted can't produce 10 Newton upward. If 10 Newton upward doesn't come, 10 Newton downward won't be balanced. This is not at equilibrium. This one. 5 Newton up, 5 Newton down, you will tell equilibrium. Lamayo, 5 Newton here, 5 Newton here. Practically think, you have a rod. 5 Newton there, 5 Newton there. 5 here, 5 here. What will happen to this object? At equilibrium, they will rotate. Practically think, 5 here, 5 there. At equilibrium, they rotate. Rotate me. Think like this. This 5 Newton up, 5 Newton down from the corners. 5 up, 5 down. This will rotate. 5 up, 5 down. This will rotate. Here no rotation. Here 5, 10 up, 10 down. 5, 10 up, 10 down. Here no rotation. First instance no rotation. Last instant there is rotation. 5 up, 5 down, it will rotate. So here last one not at equilibrium. So they're asking what situation object is at equilibrium. What situation object is at equilibrium? Only at A. Only at A. Hari, understood? Understood? Hari. 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 Right. Question number 32. 32. A and B statements are given. These are statement type questions. A, catalyst increase the rate of reaction. They are talking about catalyst. They are talking about catalyst. What you should know about catalyst? Catalyst. Listen, I think we never discussed about catalyst. Catalyst. What does catalyst do? Catalyst will increase the rate of reaction. What does catalyst do? Increase the rate of reaction. They are chemicals that increase the rate of reaction without being chemically consumed. They are chemical substances that increase the rate of reaction without being chemically consumed. Without being chemically consumed. No consumption chemically. Without being chemically consumed. These catalysts are chemical. When you put it to a reaction, rate of the reaction will increase. But that catalyst won't be used, won't be chemically consumed. Let's say you put about 5 grams of catalyst into a reaction. It increases the rate of the reaction. After it increases the rate of reaction, after the reaction is over, again you can take that exact 5 grams of catalyst out. Why? It's not used up, it's not chemically consumed. Those are catalysts. Then what are catalysts? Chemical substances that increase the rate of reaction without being chemically consumed. What are catalysts? Chemical substances that increase the rate of reaction without being chemical consumed. One more time. Chemical substances that increase the rate of reaction without being chemical consumed. If I tell a similarity, just like the neighboring aunties, not your relative aunties, they don't have work. No. Their work is looking what you do. And the relative aunt, I hate them. Relative aunties, they are not even interested about their own children's marks during a family gathering. What is your child's science marks? They give the rank this time, no? No, what? No, no. I hate, eh? I avoid family fun. Right? Their children are doing useless things. Interest about us. I say your neighboring auntie saw you when you went with your friends. Where? To a fun to a mall. You and your friends went to a shopping mall and that useless auntie saw you. Finish ne lamai CCTV no lamai. Kelima mobile CCTV. Mobile CCTV saw you together with your friends. You were enjoying with your friends. You took selfies with your friend. One golf face කියලා කියමුකෝ. Colombo person. You go to one golf face and why people go to one golf face to take a photo near that Nike symbol. Right? එතකොට you take photos there. You do some TikTok there and you come කියලා කියමුකෝ ළමයි. CCTV saw. When you come home, maybe mother will ask some questions. Our mother will ask some questions. What happened? Where did you go? With whom did you go? What we know how to answer, no? 16 or 17 years with our mother, we know how to answer mother. According to the question, according to the ball that mother puts, we know how to bet. According to the question, we bet. While coming home itself, we prepare all those things. We take the notes. What mother asks, what's the answer? You have to give the answer. Where did you go? I went to one golf fest. What time you went? 11:30. How did you go? In the bus. How much was the bus cost? 100 rupees. Who gave the money? I had some collected money. With whom did you go? With my 4 friends. Who are the 4 friends? These are the according to the question, you bet. I thought a mother is all no, okay, this is what has happened. She will release. Let's say next day that auntie comes and talk to your mother. නැත්තම් call එකක් ගන්නවා කියලා. Call එකේ auntie tells, I saw your son, no? Where? At one golf face. A mother also knows the mother will defend you for some extent. Yes, I know. My son told me. Additionally, auntie tells, I saw your son with another girl. Now mother get triggered. Another girl is enough. Maybe you don't know any girl there. Maybe a girl was passing behind you when you were taking TikTok. That's enough for the auntie to make a story, no? She tells that. Now mother will start questioning you. Come here. Where did you go? What did you do? Who was that girl? Girl? You don't know anything. You start wandering up and down. Now she asks the same question. Now can you answer anything to your mother? Reaction is high at home now. You get scolded like nothing. You get scolded for everything that you did in your remaining 16 years. That's how mother scold. ඒකට විතරක් නෙවෙයිනේ. 1 year before you bought, when mother told you to buy 4 eggs, you bought only 3 eggs. For that also you get scolded. 3 years before, when your mother asked you to keep the food from the fridge outside, you didn't keep it. For that also you get scolded. Everything, every whole history gets scolded. You get scolded. Sibling gets scolded. That fellow gets scolded. Father gets scolded. Everyone who passes by gets scolded. Now the reaction in the house is very big. Very high reaction take place. Now rate of the reaction is very high. You have some injuries. Sibling also get injuries. Father got protected with some minor injuries. Whole house is at a huge rate. Now reaction is very high. Why? Because of whom? Because of whom? Because of that auntie. Auntie ට තමයි කියන්නේ ළමයි catalyst කියලා. What did auntie do? Auntie came. Auntie increased the rate of reaction in your house. Did auntie face any injuries? No. Did auntie get consumed? No. You are bleeding there on one side. Your sibling is crying there on the other side. Father, minor injuries. Poor fellow. Auntie, no issue. Auntie didn't get consumed. Auntie is protected. Auntie came. Auntie increased reaction. Auntie went. You are suffering. Auntie තමයි කියන්නේ මොනවාද? Catalyst කියලා. Auntie is called the catalyst. So you have experience. I have more experiences are there. So remember, catalysts are not chemically consumed. For example, H2O2. What is H2O2? What is H2O2? Water with printing mistake. නෑලමයි H2O2 කියන්නේ hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide. When hydrogen peroxide is heated, you don't need to separately heat it. Just with sunlight, that heat energy is enough. Just sunlight heat energy is enough. When it is heated, hydrogen peroxide decomposes to form water and oxygen. Hydrogen peroxide, when heated, forms water and oxygen. If I balance it, 2 there, 2 there. This is a normal reaction. For this catalyst is, මේ මොනවාද මේ? Manganese dioxide. The manganese නෙවෙයි ළමයි manganese dioxide. Magnesium නෙවෙයි. This is manganese dioxide. Mn is manganese dioxide. This is manganese dioxide. Manganese dioxide is the catalyst for this reaction. So if you put some manganese dioxide into this reaction, what will happen to the speed of the reaction? Speed is rate. What will happen to the speed of the reaction? Speed of the reaction will be high. Let's take you put about 0.2 grams of manganese dioxide. Not a lot. 0.2 grams of manganese dioxide. After the reaction, again you can recover and take that same 0.2 grams. Why is manganese dioxide chemically consumed? Is it chemically consumed? No, it's not chemically consumed. And why am I telling 0.2 grams? With that, tell me, with this part, tell me, you need large amount of catalyst or very small amount is enough? Large amount of catalyst or very small amount? Small amount is enough. Very small amount is enough. So tell me some properties of catalyst. Small amount is enough. Is it chemically consumed? No, it is not chemically consumed during the reaction, but physical state can change. Let's say you put solid, it can turn into powder. Let's say you put solid block, it can turn into powder. So chemically not consumed, but physical nature may change. Physical nature may change. Next, they are specific for the reactions. They are specific for the reaction. For example, hydrogen peroxide reaction, catalyst is manganese dioxide. Now, can I put manganese dioxide to every reaction in this world as the catalyst? You don't need to put it. You can't put it. For hydrogen peroxide decomposition, catalyst is manganese dioxide. For some other reaction, catalyst is some other substance. They are specific for a certain reaction. Ehena, tell me the properties of catalyst. Number one, small amount is required. Small amount is required to catalyze the reaction, to increase the rate of reaction. They are not chemically consumed. But remember, physical state may change. Physically, they can get changed. Next, they are specific for a certain reaction. You can't use them for all the reaction. Those are the special properties of catalyst. Hurry. That's about catalyst. Keep that in mind. And only hydrogen peroxide's catalyst is there in our syllabus. You don't need to know all the catalysts. There are some industrial catalysts that you all separately memorize. That's there in the textbook that you all separately memorize. Industrial catalysts are there. Take your rate of reaction textbook, last page there, you can see some industrial catalyst. Memorize කරන්න තියෙනවා. Other than that, manganese dioxide catalyst for hydrogen peroxide reaction, memorize it. Thank you. Now go to the question. Everything about catalyst is done. Catalyst. Increase the rate of chemical reaction. Harine thing. It increases the rate of reaction. At the end of the reaction, the chemical composition of catalyst changes. Adiyappa, true the false? At the end of the reaction, chemical composition of catalyst change. True the false? Everyone, true the false? It don't get changed. So what is your answer? A is true, B is false, answer is answer 2. A true, B false, answer 2. Yeah. 33. 33. The set of 1, 2, 3, and 4 shown in the figure prepared by adding equal volumes of water with equal concentration of carbon dioxide to 4 identical test tubes. In which setup will there be lowest carbon dioxide concentration after exposing these 4 setups to 3 hours to identical conditions of light? First, analyze the 4 setups. Here I have water, animal is there, plant is there, coconut oil is there to seal it. Animal, plant, coconut oil all are same, but around it you have black paper. Only plant and coconut oil, animal and coconut oil. They are asking where lowest amount of carbon dioxide will be there. We'll analyze each one of this setup. Here I have plant. What will plant do? Plant will do 2 things. It will do photosynthesis. It will do respiration. Some students have a misunderstanding. They think plants will only do photosynthesis. They won't do respiration. Lamayo. Respiration is a common living characteristic. For any living organism, respiration is common. They should do respiration. Just because plant do photosynthesis, don't think plant doesn't do respiration. Any organism should do respiration. Additionally, plants do photosynthesis. So plant do photosynthesis and respiration. Aquatic plant can aquatic animal. Can the aquatic animal do photosynthesis? Can the aquatic animal do photosynthesis? No, it will do only respiration. Now tell me the gases that are released during each one of these instances. Gases that are released. Photosynthesis. What gas is released? Tell me without making any error. Photosynthesis, what gas is released? What gas is released? Oxygen is released. I'm writing only the gas that is released. Respiration. What gas is released? What gas is released? Carbon dioxide is released. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is released. Here also respiration, what gas is released? Again, carbon dioxide is released. Carbon dioxide is released. Again, carbon dioxide is released. So there are 2 processes that release carbon dioxide. One process will release oxygen. Now photosynthesis absorbed what gas? Absorb what gas? Carbon dioxide is absorbed. Again, photosynthesis will absorb carbon dioxide. Photosynthesis will absorb carbon dioxide. I'll write it like this. It will absorb carbon dioxide now. Carbon dioxide concentration increase the decrease. This process will absorb carbon dioxide now. This process will absorb carbon dioxide now. Due to photosynthesis, carbon dioxide will increase the decrease. Carbon dioxide will decrease. Here, due to respiration, carbon dioxide released now, carbon dioxide will increase. Here also carbon dioxide is released now, carbon dioxide will again increase. I'll write it like this, more easy to analyze. 2 respiration, carbon dioxide released. 1 photosynthesis, carbon dioxide absorbed. Come to this situation. Black paper is there. If black paper is there, can photosynthesis take place? Can photosynthesis take place? No. No photosynthesis. Then plant will only do respiration. No photosynthesis. Animal will, however, do respiration. Both the processes release carbon dioxide. Here also carbon dioxide is released, comes out. Here also carbon dioxide is released. Both the processes are only releasing, nothing to absorb. Come to the third setup. Come to the third setup. Plant is there. light is also there, which means plant will guaranteed do photosynthesis as well as it do respiration. Plant will do photosynthesis as well as it do respiration. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is absorbed, then carbon dioxide level decreases. During respiration, carbon dioxide is released, then carbon dioxide increases. Carbon dioxide increases. Here, only animal is there. Animal will only do respiration. During respiration, carbon dioxide is released. Carbon dioxide is released. Now, I have analyzed only carbon dioxide. Oxygen story. Oxygen you don't need. I have written only for carbon dioxide. Now we have to find out which one more carbon dioxide is present. Lot of carbon dioxide is present. See, come on, first setup. To release, one absorb. To release, one absorb. I'll do like this. One is absorbing, one is releasing. I'll cancel them off. One is releasing, one is absorbing. I'll cancel them off. However, there is one more process that releases. So here releasing of carbon dioxide is happening. One releasing, one absorbing, I cancel. One is there to release. Here, both are releasing. Both are releasing. Here, one absorb, one release. One absorb, one release. I cancel them off. Here, only release. Now tell me which one has the lowest. Which one will have the lowest? Guaranteed second one, no. Both are release. Fourth one, no. Only release. Here, release, absorb, cancel off. Additional release is there. Here, release, absorb, cancel off. Which one? Third. Third one is the lowest. Third one is the lowest. In the exam, you don't need to analyze this way. I'm telling you on how to think. In the exam, don't go to analyze like this. If you go to analyze like this, you are wasting a lot of time. Here, I explain you what is the story behind it. Example, that come you should tell. Plant is there, animal is there, photosynthesis is there, respiration is there. Here, plant is there, animal is there, but black paper is there, only respiration. Only respiration and carbon dioxide high. Cancel it off. Here, only plant is there, release, absorb, cancel off. Here, animal is there, only release. So, the third one, no cancelling off, the third one. Just by looking, you have to be able to analyze. Hard, right? Question 34. Consider the following statement on polymers. If you have done hydrocarbon, you can do this. Otherwise, product, you will face a bit hard. This from hydrocarbon. Have a very high relative molecular mass. Of course, yes. Polymers are large molecules. As they are large molecules, their relative molecular mass also will be. So they have a high relative molecular mass. B. Small molecule contributing to make them are called monomers. Monomers. Small molecules that are contributing to make them are called monomers. But what is given here? Small molecule contributing to make them a repeating unit. Small molecule contributing to make them a monomers. Repeating unit. Second one is wrong. C. Can be classified as artificial and natural based on origin. That is correct. A and C are true. A and C are true. Can you answer is answer? That come from hydrocarbon section. 35th question. There we have something to learn. There we have something to learn. I'll first teach it separately. It will come here. They are talking about electromagnetic induction, but in a different way. Not in the normal way. Same electromagnetic induction is discussed in a different way. Let's take, you have a soft iron core wrapped with two separate coils, This coil, I connect a galvanometer. In this coil, I can induce current. I can produce current if I create a magnetic field in this coil. What are that? In this second coil, I can induce a current. I can produce a current if I create a magnetic field in this coil. But for that, the magnetic field here should be a variable magnetic field. Listen to the words I'm using. Magnetic field in the first coil should be a variable magnetic field. Then only in the second coil, a current will be induced. Why I tell there should be a variable magnetic field? Now those are done electromagnetic, y'all, electromagnetic induction. Y'all tell me. The motion of the magnetic field should be a normal motion, the relative motion. Those are done. The motion between the magnet and the coil should be a normal motion, the relative motion for electromagnetic induction. There should be a relative motion. The relative motion is gained by giving a variable magnetic field. Those who don't understand relative motion, don't go to think about it. It's a deep concept. In the theory classes, I have done deeply about it. So here remember, for the current to be produced in the second coil, first of all, in the first coil, there should be a variable magnetic field. If there is a variable magnetic field here only, there will be a current induced there. If there is no variable magnetic field, there won't be a current induced there. Now, how to provide a variable magnetic field? Now, you will tell answer, connect it to a battery. Lamai, if you connect it to a battery, there will be a constant current flowing. If a constant current flows, here there will be a variable magnetic field, the constant magnetic field. If a constant current flows, here there will be a variable magnetic field, the constant current magnetic field, the constant magnetic field. If I have a constant magnetic field here, can I induce a current here? For me to induce a current here, there should be a variable magnetic field. For me to create a variable magnetic field, there should be a variable current. Y'all tell me, can a battery give variable current? Variable current, can a current flow direction should change? Can a battery give variable current? No. Battery gives DC current. What gives variable current? What is variable current? AC. Alternating current is only variable current. So here, if I connect a battery, this won't work, constant current. What I should connect there? I should connect a AC current source. Only a AC current source will create a variable current. This is the symbol for AC current. So AC current can induce a magnetic field there, can induce a current there. Can DC induce a current there? Can DC induce a current there? Second, listen, this electromagnetic induction. When there is a magnetic field in one side, there will be a current induced on the other side. But for that current to be induced, magnetic field here should be a variable magnetic field, not a constant magnetic field. There should be a variable magnetic field. Variable magnetic field can a field direction should change, or the field should keep on changing. For the field to change here, I should send a current. That current should be a constant current, the variable current, variable current. What gives a variable current here? AC current source. So if I connect a AC current source, there will be a variable current. If there is a variable current, there will be a variable magnetic field. If there is a variable magnetic field, there will be a current induced. If I supply a constant current here, there will be a constant magnetic field. If there is constant magnetic field, there won't be a current induced. If there's constant magnetic field, there won't be a current induced. Alright. You might ask me, sir, can't we do this with a battery? No, with AC current source, simply you can do. Can't we do the same thing with a battery? You can. But for that, using a battery, I should try to give a variable current. Let's take I'm using a battery here. Using a battery, I should somehow try to give a variable current. Tell me how to create a variable current using a battery. How to create a variable current using a battery? You connect a switch. I switch it on, I switch it off, switch it on, switch it off, switch it on, switch it off. When I switch on and switch off continuously, it's a constant current, the variable current. I switch on and switch off continuously. Multiple times I switch on and switch off. Constant current, the variable current. Variable current. So if I create a variable current, will there be a current produced here? Yes. So using a switch, you can achieve the same thing. But for that, you have to switch it on, switch it off, switch it on, switch it off multiple times. Switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off multiple times will create a variable current here. Variable current will create a variable magnetic field. Variable magnetic field will create induce a current on the other side. Got it? Got it? A deep part is there in physics. Okay. Clear. Not AC. Using AC, you can simply do this. Using AC, you don't need to switch on and switch off continuously. Using a switch only, you have to switch on and switch off continuously. So if you are using DC, you have to switch on, switch off continuously. Otherwise, this system won't work. If you are using AC current source, you can tell the current AC current source. A bit hard to understand the one. Those who couldn't understand, again listen one more time. Two coils are there. Using one coil, I can induce current on the other. Using one coil, I can induce current on the other. But induce current on the other, there should be a variable magnetic field created on the one coil. There should be a variable magnetic field created in one coil. That only creates a relative motion. If there's a relative motion only, there will be a current induced there. A relative motion part you can't understand. There should be a variable magnetic field here to induce a current. How to create a variable magnetic field? You give a variable current. How to give a variable current? You connect a AC source. If you don't have AC source, you connect a battery with a switch, switch it on and switch it off multiple times. Those are the two ways. Either you connect AC current source or you switch it on and switch it off several times with a battery. Those are the only two ways of producing variable current. Tell me, is there any other way of producing variable current? No. So either you connect AC source and create a variable current, or you connect a battery, switch it on, switch it off several times. That's the only way. Then only current will be induced on the other side. Now go to the question. The figure illustrates how two insulated copper coils A and B are wound around a soft iron core. Which of the following statement is true about this arrangement? 1. The moment switches is closed, current flows in A while no current flows in B. The moment switch S is closed, the moment you close it, you are creating a variable current. The moment you create a variable current, here there will be a current or no current. The moment you create a current, here there will be a current or there won't be a current. There will be a current. The moment you close it, think about that certain moment. Before no current, now you close it, now you have current. The moment you close it, there will be a variable current, there will be a deflection. There will be a deflection. The moment the switches is closed, a current flows in A, while no current flows in B. No current, there will be a current. First one is wrong. The moment you close here, there will be a current here. The moment you close here, you are creating a variation in the current. Before there was no current, now there is current. There is a variation, a current will flow there. They are telling no current in B. That is wrong. Second one, when the switches is kept continuously closed, you all tell me if this is continuously closed, it gives a variable current, the constant current. If you continuously keep it closed, variable current, the continuous current. If you continuously keep it closed, variable current, the continuous current, constant current. If there's constant current, there will be a current in B or no current in B. No current in B. Now what is second statement telling? When switches is kept continuously closed, a current flows in A and a current flows in B too. Where are they? In A there will be current, in B no current. No current. Second one wrong. Third one. Only the moment switches is closed, a current flows in B. Only when you close it, then you close it and you open it. Close and open. When you close it, variable current. When you open it, there is variable current. That's also wrong. Fourth one, only the moment switches is open and is closed, current flows in B. True or false? That is true. You close it, you open it, there is a variable current. If there's a variable current, a current will flow in. Fourth one is correct. Answer is answer. Got that? Yes. Harane? Harane? Right. Good. That's a bit of a tough question. Question 36. Of the following statement on VT graph, which one is false? Which one is false? VT graph, velocity time graph. We'll do a quick analysis on VT graph. VT graph, y-axis is velocity axis, x-axis is time axis. I'll just draw a normal graph, mehema graph. There is a certain area under the graph. There is a certain area under the graph. What does the area under the graph gives us? What does the area under a VT graph gives us? Area under the VT graph gives us the displacement. Area under VT graph gives us the displacement. Here we can see a triangle. Area of this triangle, half into base into height, that gives us the displacement of this object. And a graph will have a gradient. It will have a gradient. Gradient. What is gradient? Mathematically tell me. Gradient is equal to change in the y-axis, y2 minus y1, divided by change in the x-axis, x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 gives us the gradient. Now, you all tell me in this graph, y-axis is what? Y-axis is what? Velocity. Y-axis is velocity divided by x-axis is what? X-axis is what? Time. Go tell me velocity divided by time is what? Velocity divided by time, that is rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity is what? Acceleration. So gradient of this graph gives us acceleration. Gradient gives us acceleration. Got it? Graph 1, graph 2. Graph 1, graph 2. Mathematically tell me which one's gradient is high. Graph 1, graph 2. Which one's gradient is high? Which one's grade mathematically? Basics in maths. Basics in maths. What is gradient in maths? What is gradient in maths? Gradient is the slope in the graph. Slope, how much it is slanted. Slope in the graph is gradient. Slope in the graph is gradient. Slope in the graph is gradient. Now, if I draw a graph like this, slope is very less, gradient is less. Slope more, gradient high. Slope furthermore, gradient is more high. Slope further high, slope for further high, gradient is high. Gradient maximum, gradient very maximum. So remember, gradient low, gradient high, gradient high, gradient high. This is gradient. The slope of the graph is gradient. Slope in the graph is gradient. So here, 1 and 2, which one's gradient is high? Which one's slope is high? 1. Which one's gradient high? 1. Which one's velocity high? Again, 1. Slope is high in 1. Gradient is high in 1. Velocity high in 1. Right? Think about this. Is there a gradient? Tell me the gradient of this graph. Gradient is 0. Slope is not there. Gradient is 0. Keep that in mind. Slope is there. There is a gradient. If slope is high, gradient is high. If slope is not there, gradient is 0. If gradient is 0, you all tell me, if I draw the same graph in VT graph, gradient is 0 acceleration is acceleration 0. Here acceleration is 0. Acceleration is 0 velocity is increasing velocity is not increasing and decreasing velocity increasing not increasing same velocity. Velocity decrease if velocity decreases, graph should go like this. That is velocity decrease. Velocity decreases increases same velocity. So remember, acceleration 0, velocity same. Acceleration has a value, there is acceleration, velocity increase. Acceleration has a negative value. Negative acceleration is what? Deceleration. Then velocity decreases. So here acceleration 0 acceleration 0 lamai, there is a constant velocity. Constant velocity. Here gradient high, acceleration high. Here gradient low, acceleration low. Keep those points in mind. Okay? Understood? Yes. Yes. Now go to the question. Of the following statements on VT graph, which one is false? Which one is false? Area covered by the graph gives the displacement of the object. Area gives displacement. They're asking the false one. The graph starts from the origin for objects starting their motion from the state of rest. What do you mean by graph starting from origin? This is the graph starting from origin. Origin is 0 coordinate. Graph starting from origin kiyanne, that object is starting from what? Starting from rest. Graph starting from origin means initially velocity 0. Initially velocity 0 means that is starting from rest. So here they are telling the graph start from the origin for the object starting their motion from the state of rest. That is correct. They are asking the false state. Gradient of the graph is 0. Hurry. When does the gradient become 0? When there is a constant velocity, right? The gradient of the graph is 0 in a motion where velocity varies with the time. Tell me, when the gradient is 0, velocity will vary or velocity will be constant? When the gradient is 0, velocity varies, the velocity constant. Velocity constant. Now read the statement. The gradient of the graph is 0 in a motion where velocity varies. If velocity varies, there should be a gradient. Here they are telling gradient is 0. When velocity varies, that's wrong. That doesn't go together. Fourth one, the gradient of the graph gives the acceleration or the deceleration. That is correct. Positive gradient is acceleration, negative gradient is deceleration. So answer is answer number 3. Understood? Understand and do these things. Yes. Hurry. 37. What is the pollutant that contribute to abnormal growth of algae population? Lamai, abnormal growth of algae population kiyanne. Abnormal growth of algae population kiyanne, they are talking about Eutrophication. 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 What is this eutrophication? Onnalamai, you have a beautiful waterway. To this waterway or the water body, you are releasing industrial waste, domestic waste, detergents, all those waste you are releasing. These waste have nitrate and phosphate. What is there in this waste? Nitrate and phosphate. Go open the mouth and tell me once more. What is there in this waste? Nitrate and phosphate. Now, domestic waste, mainly these excretory materials, detergents, industrial waste, agrochemicals. They have a lot of nitrates and phosphate. Once when nitrate and phosphate increase in the water bodies, algae population growth will get accelerated. Then lot of algae will grow. Lot of algae will grow. Tell me, algae are what color? Algae are what color? What color? Green color. Green color. Then water also become what color? Water also become what color? Green color. This process is called eutrophication. This process is eutrophication. Maybe in rivers you would have seen river become green color. Why river become green color? Overpopulation of algae. Why did the algae get overpopulated? Because of nitrate and phosphates. When nitrates and phosphate concentration increases, growth of algae get accelerated. So a lot of algae grows everywhere. Tell me, once when algae grow like this everywhere, can any aquatic animals that are under that live? No. Can the plants, aquatic plants, receive enough sunlight? No. They will die. These will die. Algae itself will die. Why? It has got overpopulated. As this is overpopulated, some algae will die, and some algae will die. So all these things die. Once and all of them die, due to decomposition, hydrogen sulfide gas get released. Methane gas get released. Ammonia gas get released. They give a beautiful smell. You just smell that and see hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, methane, beautiful smell. That is why from rivers you get nice, beautiful smells. That's because of what? Eutrophication. On eutrophication done. Now tell me, eutrophication is due to what two ions? Nitrate and phosphate. Due to nitrate and phosphate. What is a pollutant that contribute to the abnormal growth of algae population in the oceanic system? Phosphate. Phosphate. 38. During the discussion held with few adults living in coastal area, they stated that at present, they witness an increase in the number of outbreaks of storms occurring per year. Ekanang true, eh? Now a lot of storms are taking place. And their severity, while coastal erosion occurs largely. Which of the following environmental phenomenon contributes? Remember, storms are mainly due to global warming. That's because of global warming. Main reason is global warming. Eutrophication. Anivarin nෑනේ ළමයි will eutrophication contribute to storms? නෑනේ. Greenhouse effect වෙන්නත් බෑ. Ozone layer depletion and storm anivarin නෑ. It's global warming. Storms are because of global warming. One reason is global warming. 39. The environmental pyramid always indicated in upright way are. Remember, there are three types of environmental pyramid. Three types of environmental pyramid. Environmental pyramid කියන්නේ they are talking about ecological pyramids. Three types of ecological pyramids are there. Number pyramid, biomass pyramid, energy pyramid. Number pyramid, remember, there can be upright number pyramid, and inverted number pyramid, both. Both are possible. upright and inverted, both number pyramids are possible. Biomass pyramid, mostly what you get is upright. එතකොට inverted impossible that possible. Inverted possible. Inverted possible. In what kind of environment you get inverted biomass pyramid? In aquatic environment. Aquatic, you have inverted biomass pyramid. Energy pyramid, only upright is possible. Only upright is possible. එතකොට inverted possible, the impossible. Impossible. Energy pyramid, only upright is possible. So remember, number pyramid, upright, inverted, both are possible. Biomass pyramid, mostly upright. Aquatic environment, inverted, possible. Energy pyramid, only upright is possible. Now go to the question. The environmental pyramid always indicated in an upright way. Is always upright is what? Energy pyramid. Answer 3. But if you look at the marking scheme, you would have seen they give marks for all 4. Why all 4? Because during that year, Corona year, this section was removed. This section was removed. This section was not there in your syllabus. So without this section in the syllabus, they have added a question. That's why they gave free marks. Now don't start asking me answer. They have given free marks. Why no free marks for us? For y'all, no free marks. For y'all, this section is there. Energy. For you done. Which of the following practice is an example for principle of recycle? Recycle means from something, you have to make something else. From some substance, you have to make something else. Making dough mat from denim trouser. Hari anything that is recycle. Dough mat from denim. Are your old denims? They convert into dough mat. You don't take the same denim and put it down and use it as dough mat. You take the denim, maybe you remove the stitches there and you convert it into a dough mat. That is recycle. Younger brother wearing the clothes used by the elder brother. Usual practice in Sri Lanka. Younger brother wearing the clothes of elder brother. Eka munada lamai. Recycle the, reduce the, replace the, and reuse the. Reuse need. Remember, for recycling, from one something else should be produced. Now, younger brother wearing the trouser of elder brother as a shirt. On Eka recycle. Younger brother making a shirt from the elder brother's trouser and wearing. For that, elder brother should wear a big trouser. Eka recycle. Here, younger brother is also wearing it as the same cloth. No. So that's not recycle, that is reuse. Narrative. Third one, using the same cloth bag to carry foodstuff bought day by day. Using the same bag again and again, Eka recycle never. Recycle mean from bag you are making something else. This is what? Bag again and again you are using. Reuse. This is reuse. If you want, write it and keep. This is reuse. This is also reuse. Or even you can tell second one is reduce. Now instead of younger brother buying dress, he is going and using his brother's one. So it can be considered as reduce as well. Without buying, he is using someone else's. Reduce. Fourth one, restitching and wearing a cloth whose stitches have gone. Let's take a t-shirt. Your t-shirt stitches are gone. Again, you are stitching it and wearing it. That is what? Again, you are stitching it and wearing it. Reuse, nothing reduce also. Instead of throwing it and buying another one, you're stitching and again using it. So it can be reduced, it can be reused. You're also reuse, reduce. Recycle is only this. Making something from something else. That is recycle. Repairing, look. You repairing nalamai, this 4R. 4R, there's no repair. So answer is answer 1. Did I tell that? Answer is answer 1. That's it. Another paper done. Another paper done. Another paper done. Right? which means we are finishing off 40 MCQs. Tomorrow we are stepping into our 2022 O-level paper. Tomorrow is what, the Tuesday, and Tuesday we have 2022 O-level paper. We are stepping tomorrow. Tomorrow we are touching 2022 O-level paper. Already 2 full papers are done with release. Tomorrow we are stepping into new paper. Just go through your marks. Go through your marks for full marks for this paper. And tonight, Nathan, tomorrow, again do the full paper one more time. Don't take full 1 hour and do, maybe in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Do the full paper one more time, revising the things I told. Revising the things I told in the mind. Again, do the full paper one more time. Okay? One more time. Hari Hena. That's it. 2023 O-level paper is done. Now we have come to the end of 2023 O-level paper. Fully all the 40 MCQs are done. Discussion is also done. Now tell me, at the end of this paper, after finishing all the 40 MCQs with the questions, with the discussion, what do you feel about this paper? What do you feel? What do you feel? Letter by letter, letter by letter. Blast off the chat box. Start. P. Next. A. Next. T. T. Next letter. Next letter. Another T. Another T. Last letter. Last letter. A. A. Next. E. Next. A. Last two. S. And last letter Y. PattaEasy. Don't forget the hashtag and the signature. This is for our 2023 O-level paper. Done. Okay. Hurry. With that, we are done. Keep working hard. Almost December is over. Almost December is over. 1 full month is there. Don't wait until that. Keep working. Whatever the level you are in, whatever the standard you are in, whatever the marks you are in, someone else can't decide your standard level. Someone else can't decide your level. You have to decide your level. If you want to be in this same level, then we're done. If you want to go to a higher level, you decide, you work, you put effort, you increase your marks. Work should come from you. Don't waste a single minute. Think, are you happy about today's work? Think by yourself. Are you satisfied with today's work? Answer is yours. Don't keep on doing this. We are running out of time now. Don't keep on doing this. How long you are going to keep on doing this? Now, maybe you might have a feeling, I have a lot of things to study. So instead of studying, I'll just keep everything away. What's the use? If you have a lot of things to study, now study. If you don't work now, there's no time for you to work. Now you give your best. Now you break your whole self. Now you bring out your maximum potential out and you work. Hurry. With that, then I'll finish off for today. Tomorrow, same time, I'll be meeting you all with 2022 O-level paper. Until then, keep working. Keep working. Bye. God bless you.